Upon the arrival on a certain house in Sentin, there was 2 persons that were arrested. Of one was arrested and neutralized, and one was arrested. And then I was made aware that the one who was seated inside the room, in the lounge or dining room, that was Mr. Molefe.
And that is Mr. Katiso Molefe.
That is correct.
Now, can we just go to prior to you arriving at the scene? Where were you before you arrived at the scene?
We were around at district commissioners' area offices in Gauteng.
And at what time did you then go to the scene?
I can't exactly remember the time. That was just after 2. We get a call, but we arrived at the crime scene. That was about 15:25.
Okay, and at paragraph 9, you deal with what you observed when you arrived on the scene. Could you tell us about that?
Okay, what I observed when I got there to the crime scene, there was a person who was sitting next to the tennis court along the driveway, but next to the tennis court. There was a person who was seated there and who was handcuffed. And next to him, there was a firearm, 2 firearms. One was a rifle and the other one was a pistol. And a few meters away from him, on the other side of the driveway, next to the gymnasium, there was another pistol that was also lying on the ground. And then, because witness A took us through the crime scene, we took us to a certain vehicle that was a white BMW. That car was having a rifle bag with, I think that was 3 or 4 rifle magazine loaded with ammunition. And then he also took us inside the house, where he indicated us some possible question documents, on which among those documents there was...
Before you go inside the house,
yes,
the person that you say was next to the tennis court, you say he was identified as Mr. Lehasa Muloi.
That is correct, Commissioner.
Yes. And you say that he appeared to be a bodyguard or driver of Mr. Molefe. What do you mean by that? Appeared to be.
That is correct, Commissioner.
So what do you mean by that? When you say he appeared to be, what does that mean?
Commissioner, I think I need to correct that, because when the arrest that was being made, I was not aware of what vehicle they were told about. They came with, or who was the driver of it. But the news that was circulating on the crime scene at that time, that was a possible driver or a bodyguard of Mr. Molefe.
So when you say the news circulating, so do you mean this is something you must have heard from others?
Yes,
from other
yes.
police officers?
From other police officers, that's correct, Commissioner.
Thank you.
Yes.
And to your knowledge, was it ever confirmed whether Mr. Moloi was a bodyguard or driver of Mr. Molefe?
According to my recollection, I can't remember clearly that now. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Possible questioned documents, of which amongst those documents, there were other A4 paper pages, which there were 3, and they were having, they were full of specimen signatures.
What you observed as you were being taken through the scene?
He also showed us before we entered the house, he showed us just a fleet of cars. Some were on the carport and some on the inside the garage, but the garage was opened. And then amongst those cars, there was that one white BMW that I mentioned earlier on, that on the back seat had a rifle bag with 3 or 4 rifle magazines loaded with ammunition. And then after that, he took us inside the house.
And what did you find inside the house?
Inside the house, there was sort of an office, a well set up office inside the house where he indicated us some possible questioned documents, of which amongst those documents, there were other A4 paper pages, which there were 3, and they were full of specimen signatures on those 3 pages.
Captain, the white BMW that you say the witness A took you to it,
Yes.
were you told whose vehicle it is?
Yes.
And?
Uh,
Are you able to tell us whose vehicle
Yes,
it was?
yes, I'll be able to tell you.
Yes.
Yes, because in that time, later afterwards, I had an interaction with Mr. Lehasha Moloi, and then he indicated to me that is his big BMW. I'm not sure whether witness A afterwards, he did that here. He did that.
Thank you. Can you then continue with what you observed? You mentioned the A4 pages with specimen signatures, and what else?
That was the most of it, Commissioner. Yeah, we couldn't find anything further than that.
And what did you do about that, about what you had observed and found on the scene?
Some question documents were taken by witness A, but those A4 pages, that there were 3, they were collected by my other LSRC member, including all the ballistic exhibits that were found on the crime scenes, of which there were 2 pistols and 1 rifle with magazines and the bullets.
In paragraph 10, you also mentioned that photographs were taken of certain items. Can you elaborate on that?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, and the photographs that were taken, would those have been of the exhibits that had been collected?
That's correct.
If we can then go to page 4 of your statement, at paragraph 11, you speak about an incident that caused your activities to be interrupted. Can you tell us what transpired?
While I was inside the house, busy assisting with my LSRC member in processing the crime scene, I was called by another member from the PKTT, who was a combat member, who was on the gate, to proceed to the gate. And on my arrival at the gate, I saw a group of people who were standing as the bystanders, as well as the members of the Hawks, of which I identify them by the golf t-shirts with the Hawks emblem, and with the 3 or 4 vehicles of the members of the Hawks as well, which were also got the Hawks emblem, and some vehicles were not marked, and some people were on civilian clothing, of which I couldn't know whether it would be the members of the Hawks or the members of the public.
And where were they?
They were just next to the main entrance, to the main gate.
Okay,
But on the outside,
okay, not in the yard.
not in the yard, yes.
And was the gate open?
No, the gate was closed.
And were you expecting the Hawks to be on the scene?
Not at all, Commissioner. I did not expect the presence of the Hawks on that operation.
Had your commander mentioned to you that when he briefed you on the operation that there may be other SAPS units that would be joining the operation?
No, he didn't make mention of that. He did not.
Okay. You then, at paragraph 11 of your statement, if I could ask you to just address the last two sentences of that paragraph where you speak about the importance of the operation and why the presence of the Hawks was concerning to you.
The presence of the Hawks were concerning to me because they came in numbers. They came in numbers, Commissioner, and I didn't expect them in that big number. And when I interacted with them, they were a bit aggressive and demanding answers, imposing questions to me up until I managed to speak directly, to interact directly with Captain Kruger, who was amongst them. But that it did not sit well with me, Commissioner, because why such a big number and in that attitude as well? Yes.
It's the second time your concern sounds like it was about the number and not so much the presence. Do I understand you to mean that if it was one or two, you would not have been concerned or bothered?
Commissioner, if it was one, maybe also ask the question in a friendly manner. Maybe it would have been settled well with me to give that explanation. But the way it happened, even the situation was not friendly at me.
I'm sorry to interrupt, Ms. Ncube. I'm not sure that you've answered the question which was asked by Ms. Ncube maybe 2 or so minutes ago. She wanted you to explain the importance of why a takedown should not be interrupted by other people who are not part of the takedown. Do you want to answer the question directly?
Commissioner, that takedown was an official and legitimate takedown, seeing that there was a J50, of which he was signed by the magistrate. I think everything was official, so I wouldn't expect it to be disturbed or to be interfered with until the execution is complete.